Welcome everybody to another seasonal championship, and this one is Auld Syne, which is named after the song that you sing in to ring in a new year, which I totally know all of the words to. Wink wink. And yeah, we're in cars from the 2010s in A class, so pretty much like this Jaguar I-Pace. So yeah, I think it's cross country, but yeah, either way, let's get started, see what races we're going to be doing. So the first one's going to be the one we use for the Extreme Off-Road Silly Builds course, although admittedly a little bit different. So yeah, we're going to need something a bit off-road based, and as you can see we have a wide variety of choices. We would like an off-roader. Well, we've got the Urus, the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, a Land Rover Sport, Rally Fighter. Was there anything else at the front? Well, we've got the Aerial Nomad, but a little on the low side of the class, to be honest. So I think we'll go for the Trackhawk, I think. I know the Urus is technically the better car, but I prefer the Trackhawk. So yeah, 707 horsepower from that Hellcat engine. So yeah, plenty in the way of power. Obviously it weighs more than the Urus, but it has more in the way of power and torque. So yeah, hopefully that should offset any of that weight. And yeah, even though it's not my favourite version of the Grand Cherokee, it is still a real beast of a vehicle. Should be more than capable of dealing with this off-road course. Driving this at night, this course is going to be a little bit more difficult than usual. I've only ever driven it in the day, so I have to keep an eye out for all of the tricky parts of this course. Obviously, unlike with my course, some of this is walled off. So we might well be in a little bit of a better position than we would normally be. Yeah, it's a big skill chain there. More importantly, lost a lot of ground. Big jump, wee. Oh, these walls have got magnets on them, I swear. This car's probably a bit too cumbersome, to be honest. Thinking about it now. But oh well. Get a podium position, I'll be happy with that. place. Not going to get first though. It's like an Exo set that he's in. It's obviously a far more agile car than we're ever going to be. And it's still built for going off-road as well, so yeah, that's going to give that car the advantage. Was it the Exomotive? Yeah. The Exocet off-road version from the Forza edition back catalogue. So yeah, but still, 16 points there. It's still a decent start, and yeah, give us a good launching pad for the rest of the championship. So let's move on to the second race. Right, so we're on a circuit on this one, so I think we need the kind of immediate acceleration that something like an electric car would give us. And I know, yeah, it's another off-road vehicle, another large SUV kind of thing, but yeah, I think the I-Pace here will prove advantageous because of its electric power. Yeah, it's not the fastest EV out there by any means. It's 0 to 60 in, what, 4.5 seconds, which is pretty much a lifetime for certain electric cars, so yeah, not the fastest in that regard, but it's got the immediate acceleration of an electric powertrain. It's still got all-wheel drive, it's still got a reasonable ground clearance, so yeah, this should hopefully do well. Not many cars here are going to be doing 0 to 16 4.5 seconds either, so yeah. Let's hope this gamble pays off. And yeah, it does top out at 131, but we're not going to be getting to those kind of speeds here, so doesn't matter either. Yeah, as you can see, it's by no means the fastest EV out there. It is one of my favourites, even if it isn't all that quick. Purely because it handles really nicely, it looks good, it's practical, and yeah, at the end of the day, it's still not slow. Slower than a lot of EVs, but not slow. The way Hellcat, would he use an engine from you? Finally got a first place position. Let's hold it. The other good thing about this car, being an electric vehicle, it's able to hold its speed pretty well as well. corners or coming out of corners. Very minimal amount of speed, if any, is lost. Purely because the power is always there. You got no turbo lag, you got no throttle lag or anything like that. And we get a win. Not a massive win there, but a win nonetheless. And yeah, the I-Pace, despite being down on power compared to most of those cars, especially when you consider its weight, was really rather successful purely because it's an electric car, as it's able to have that immediate power. And as you can see, most cars there had a higher PI than we did by a long way. So yeah, massively impressed by how the I-Pace did there. So yeah, that gives us 20 points, meaning now we are level with the Lotus Exige S, 10 points ahead of the Challenger, 16 points ahead of the Infiniti, and 16 points ahead of the Maserati. So yeah, still everything to play for, but nonetheless, let's get on to the third and final race. So the I-Pace did rather reasonably well, so which was quite a surprise, to be honest. So yeah, I think we're going to get in something a little bit less obvious. Obviously, we've on a dirt kind of trail kind of championship, but that does not necessarily mean that we have to be in all off-roaders. And yeah, I think we're going to get in the SRT Hellcat. I know we've basically used this engine already in the Trackhawk, but I love this car. I prefer it to the Challenger in a lot of ways. And yeah, it's still got the same kind of horsepower, weighs a lot less than the Trackhawk, but a little bit more than the Challenger. But yeah, I just love it because it's a saloon car with more than 700 horsepower, which is insane, and it's a lot more, impressive than, just saying a muscle car with more than 700 horsepower. That's the kind of thing you expect, but not in a saloon car. So yeah, and we've seen plenty of other cars on this championship already do fairly well in rear-wheel drive only mode. So yeah, let's see what this can do. Not the best launch in this car. All that power and torque. So there's only really, I think, one you can see so far that has all-wheel drive standard. So this should be pretty competitive. At least I hope it's going to be competitive. Think that you made a mistake. all the little extra sets out of the way. Yeah, I forgot that this car wasn't even the best handling even on road. Mind off. Well, that was a mistake. Probably should have gone something a little bit more obvious, but I've been wanting to drive this car for a while, so I figured why the hell not. Don't think we're going to win though now. Have to see how the points line up. Yeah, 8 points off the Maloo of all things, so yeah. Probably a mistake going for that one, but whatever, I'm not really all that fussed, so yeah. But still, I enjoyed this, and yeah, you do get a nice Aston Martin for winning the championship, and obviously money and XP for just doing the races themselves, so yeah, and again, 5 points towards the overall season and the series itself, which is, quite frankly, even more important, so yeah, but still, fun championship. Just be a bit more careful with your choices, unlike with me. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.